We're live! Hello! Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, The Curse of Strahd. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's more than
Oh,
2 weeks.
Yeah.
no.
Been busy
All
people.
right. All right. So, recap. Last time, you guys left the Vistani camp near the Czar Pool. And real quick, I'm getting feedback. I'm not sure who it's
Oh,
from.
from Brandon. Yeah.
Is it from Brandon? So, you guys left the Vistani from the Czar Pool after talking to Madame Ava, who gave you a tarot card reading, which was using her impressive divination powers to tell you that you were going to need at least 3 items and 1 ally to eventually defeat Strahd if you were able to at all. The first one you realized, and that she made it clear to you, was on the way to Wallachia, which was at the old windmill, which was be a cursed place that the Vistani knew of. But the first item was there, which was a tome of knowledge that would help you defeat Strahd. You guys traveled there pretty uneventfully. You guys managed to do things pretty well. You traveled pretty fast with a good animal handling check from Astreas. And you guys got there with pretty good expediency, no major hiccups, and that was it. And you got to the old bone grinder, it's called, which is a windmill that is known to be cursed. When you got there, you found a
Old
slightly
bone
busted up.
grinder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they call it, the locals. And when you got there, you guys came upon a beat up, old, dilapidated windmill that was devoid of tree cover on top of a hill. And you guys very successfully stealth up to the top of the hill. And once you open the door to the windmill, you guys saw a hideous hag who was sitting there, looked like she was working in a kitchen of some sort. Vaughn opened up a surprise round, a surprise sneak attack, shooting this old hag in the back with a very successful shot, and combat ensued. And very quickly, the team found themselves in a pitched battle as you guys were slowly but surely worn down by the magic and tenacity of 2 other hags that joined into the battle that were also there for a total of 3, who slowly but surely beat down the party. Even Irina went down with a lightning bolt at one point. All right, and with that, Astreas, using the better part of judgment, managed to escape with Irina in Ismark, while Vaughn, Repla, Astreas, Meldos, and Frostrug were all taken down by the hags and then picked up their unconscious bodies and brought into the windmill. And so we left there with that, with Vaughn, Repla, Frostrug, and Astreas. I mean, not Astreas. Vaughn, Frostrug, Repla, and
Meldos.
Meldos being taken away into the windmill, unconscious. And now Astreas is at the base of the hill on the edge of the forest with Irina and Ismark. And night is upon them, and we're going to start off with Astreas, Irina, and Ismark. And what would you like to do, Astreas? If nighttime is upon you, you are very beat up. Real quick, I would like, while you guys are doing this, all the people that are not Astreas, set your health to 1 and unequip all your items.
Alright.
And obviously do not take a long rest.
So yeah, so I was at the end of that battle. So this is right after the battle, I'm assuming.
Here at the base of the hill, there's still smoke coming off of the cart for where Vaughn set fire to things. And yeah, you are at the base of the hill. Slight rain is coming down, and it is just you and Ismark and Irina.
Okay. So
And you notice the windmill had stopped during the battle, but after the battle's ended, it started going again after about 10 minutes.
okay. So I was a horse that I carried them all the way I carried them all the way back to the cart.
Yeah.
Literally the second I get to the cart, I have them disembark. I wild shape back into my Faribault like my Faribault body, and then collapse in the wagon. I'm not lacking for health, but I've nearly died, and I have no spell. I have almost no spells left, and I tell them this was a great failure. If we are lucky, they have not immediately killed the others. I know you want to go to Valaki, but I need to at least try to save who I can. Is that okay?
So you notice Ismark is literally just staring dumbfounded, like he's just like just completely almost catatonic. He's just staring straight ahead. You notice Arena is kind of sobbing silently, and she's like shaking, and she still has like burn marks, and she's still sizzling a little bit from the lightning bolt that she took
Yeah.
in the battle. And she's never been in a real battle before, so her first battle is her basically getting one shot by a lightning bolt. So she is just absolutely shaking, and she just looks like she's got the adrenaline going through her. She did get knocked unconscious. You brought her back up. She's just almost not responsive as well, and you just hear the sobbing from Arena. They both don't respond to you.
Uh, I guess Astreus. I mean, he go over to Ismark because he's probably the closest. Like, Ismark, I need you to make a decision. Either we go, or we can try to save them.
Ismark kind of like he snaps out of it, looks at you, and he goes, I mean, that was all so sudden. What happened? I mean, I he's just kind of like lost for words, and then he kind of looks at you and goes, I mean, it's almost nighttime. Do you think we can stay here safely?
No, but where else can we go? There's no traveling. These roads are just as dangerous, and we are a limited number and have limited health. Your sister and I need to rest, or we will undoubtedly die on the road.
And he kind of looks at you, goes, okay, let me just catch my breath. And then Irina snaps up, and she kind of stands up, and she looks at you, she goes, we need to save them. We can't let them to those horrible creatures. What were those?
I had I didn't know exactly what they were, but
So yeah, maybe Arcana or History check. You pick.
yeah, that's fine. Let's see. They're equal, so we'll do that. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, so you recognize these. You've read about them. I don't know if you could say if you've encountered one or not. It's up to you. I'll say that. But you definitely recognize these as hags, and you think they're the night hag variant. So they're not necessarily one of the most powerful variants of hags, but these are fey creatures that come from the Feywild. They feed on suffering, and they're very powerful magic users, and they're tough creatures to take down, and not ones to be trifled with lightly.
It was our misfortune that we came across a creature. I've met only once in my life as a hermit, and we were foolish enough to fight without a plan. There are 3 of them in that building, and it seems that was too much for us.
So real quick, I'm going to give you a little information since you rolled so well. You realize that hags usually live in a coven, and when there's a coven, they are more powerful. An individual hag is much less powerful, or a hag that doesn't have a full coven. But a coven must be 3. If there's any less than 3, the coven's broken, and their power goes down significantly.
Our only hope is we can ambush one of those smaller ones while we are there, and maybe we have a chance to either escape or defeat the others. I do not know what conditions the others are. Honestly, I don't even know if they're alive. So,
So you're like, what do you think they would do with them? I mean, it looks like they were picking up them when they were unconscious. They didn't look dead yet.
I noticed the smell when they opened the door. Right? You mentioned that it smelled terrible.
Yeah, it smelled good outside, but as soon as they opened the door, it smelled terrible on the inside. It smelled like nice, fresh cooked pastries on the outside, but when you opened the door, it was the horrible stench of death.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I believe they were eating humans or something similar.
And at this, Irina kind of looks at you like horrified. We have to go get them now. We need to gather our strength and strike back immediately, like or we'd sneak in or something.
Irina, you are nothing but a liability right now. You couldn't do anything in that fight, and you don't have any health right now to do anything at all. Period. Neither do I. We will rest. We will gain as much as we can. We will recover as much as we can, and then we will strike as soon as we can. But
Just like I'm so basic, just like you said before.
yes, exactly.
That was out of character.
No. I was trying to stop her. Like, you did nothing this fight. You hid in a corner and got shocked to death. You are going to sit here and do nothing once we've recovered.
I mean, I didn't even know we were in a fight. All of a sudden, I heard an attack. I heard screams, and all of a sudden, a lightning bolt hit me. And I woke up, and I wasn't know what was going on.
Yes, a lot of things went differently than what I would have liked, but here we are now.
So what should we do tonight? And with that, Strahd, could you make a perception check?
Oh God. Perception. At the nat 1. I mean, if it helps, my passive is 16.
Wasn't that one? We'll say you're so distraught about what happened. You really have literally no idea of your surroundings, really, right? Like you're so focused on getting your party free and the travelers you've been working with so far that you're just completely zoned in on that. You have no idea what's going on in your surroundings.
I'm beat the fuck up. I am
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
You're out of it.
Yeah.
So should we rest up for tonight and then try to do something in the morning? Maybe these creatures are weak in the morning.
We will take watch. The other two, two of us will try to rest, and we will just, if there is any sign of danger, take the horses and run.
And then as Mark steps up, he goes, "All right, I will take the watch for tonight. You guys rest tonight to prepare, and I'll take the watch. I'll keep an eye on it." And he takes out like a little like rusty short sword. He also has out like a more ornamental sword that he had from somewhere probably in his father's lineage and being a burgomaster. And he has it out, and I'll keep the watch. Rest.
Very well.
And I must say, with your passive perception, you can kind of discern that the fact that this hill is barren, and that the forest surrounds it, and this hill is so barren, like there's no trees, there's no bushes, it's just short, stubby grass, that whatever's going on with these hags, everything avoids this hill. So there may be some kind of protection within the hill in the sense that nothing wants to come near, this place.
Sure.
So you might be better actually camping on the hill. You might have to keep an eye out for the hags, but at least you know that probably nothing else is coming up this hill.
Okay. And I kind of give that information to Ismark, saying, move us closer to the edge of the hill. I know it'll be substantially more dangerous, but clearly it seems that everything in the area is afraid, or at least repelled from this hill.
Okay. Ismark goes, "Okay, I think I see your logic in that. At least we know what we're dealing up there. We don't know what's in the forest."
We clearly don't know much of anything, but we will try.
Okay. All right. So we'll stop there with Strahd as they go to bed for the night. Okay. And we're gonna say, so Strahd, you can take a long rest.
Sweet.
I get the benefits of a long rest. Sorry, Dizzy, can't be here tonight. All right. Everyone else, have you reduced your hit points to 1, taken off your gear?
Reduced? It was increased.
That's true. I forgot. So you guys increased your health to 1, and
Is this gear of which you speak?
yeah. Your gear is it's gone. Currently is unequipped. Anything you have in your bags, consider it unequipped. All that good stuff. Okay. All right. So let me move this over. There we go. Okay. You guys can see my
Even
screen,
like
right?
our clothes and stuff, or like my armor.
You are in your skivvies. Yep, you are just in your skivvies. So you have your underwear on, and that is about it. Ripple's got his little loincloth. Frostro has his tidy whities. Vaughn, whatever kind of underwear you want for being a gloom stalker. Meldos has some like it's basically like it's like a chastity belt. It's like a metallic underwear belt.
It's magnetic.
Yeah, it's keeping to his artificer's form. And I'm gonna say I need you all to roll a d20, please.
Nothing ominous about that.
It's never gone wrong before. That's a crit fail. Not even a breath.
Yeah. All right, this is gonna be fun. Repla, you wake up first. Okay. You wake up first and you find yourself, if you can see in the picture, in one of these hanging cages with your tail, because you kind of don't fit in the cage completely, with your tail kind of hanging out. You are beat to hell. You have just been through the ringer. You feel like absolute trash. You got scratched up and hit by various spells from the hags in the previous fight, and you are not feeling good. And as soon as you wake up, you see your compatriots all in hanging cages as well, all around you in this dark and gloomy room. But to your side, okay, all of a sudden you see what looks to be a 10-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy, okay, both human. And as soon as you wake up, you kind of stir, you kind of move around, and what the girl looks at you, she goes, "My God, he's waking up! He's waking up! Hello, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? You with us?" And this little girl's talking to you, and she's in a cage as well.
Repla will say, "Do not be afraid, little one," and smile what he tries to have his most charming smile, but it's just a terrifying lizard glare.
Toothy grin, yeah.
So you would think this girl would be terrified, but already what this girl's been through, she just like is unfazed. Like that does not bother her in this situation. She is like, she goes, are you okay? What happened? How did you get here? You're not a kid. Your whole group's not kids. Why are you guys here? This girl's talking to you.
Last thing I remember, we were in the woods. I don't know what's happened since then.
Alright, so yeah, unfortunately you got woken up first, but that's how it goes. She goes, I mean, those terrible witches, they brought you up here like several hours ago. They brought you up and put you in the cages, and you guys I thought you guys may have been dead, but then I noticed you were breathing. Who are you?
I am Repla. Are my hands tied?
Oh no, your hands are not tied.
Okay, so even with what little room in the cage, I will still say, "Praise the sun."
and like this little girl, this little girl,
his guns.
Yeah, this little girl not knowing kind of how to respond, she kind of makes the symbol too, and she kind of goes "Praise the sun," and she doesn't know how to respond necessarily. And you notice the 5-year-old boy is just kind of just staring up, catatonic, kind of seems almost traumatized, like he is just completely focused and thinking about something else.
Are they in cages as well?
Yes, they're in cages as well. They have a little bit more room than you do. You're literally like basically not even. This is super uncomfortable for you. You're barely fitting there. You and Frostro. Like same thing. Frostro is kind of like contorted in his cage. You can tell these cages are definitely meant for humans or maybe even smaller humans. And you guys are not comfortable. Meldos and Vaughn definitely have a little more space and probably a little more comfortable. But yeah, you see Frostro is like kind of on a weird angle because he's like trying to fit in here. The girl looks at, she goes, my name's Myrtle. We're in trouble.
You could say that again.
Myrtle, what is going on here? Why are we all in cages? Where are we?
She goes, well, I mean, where we are, I can't quite tell, but, a couple weeks ago, my parents, I lived in Barovia, the town of Barovia, and my parents, they've been fighting lately, and they had been really stressed lately, and they've been acting a little weird, and then all of a sudden this lady in our town, her name's Granny, everyone knows her as Granny M, she came, and she gave my parents some of these pastries, and in return, my parents gave us away. me and my brother away. And she like started to cry. She's kind of telling the story. This is my brother Freak. And they gave us away, and ever since then we've been in this horrible place with these horrible... It's not an old lady. It's some kind of demon witch. And all the other kids that have been here, they've taken them away, and I've heard the screams of the children as they've been taken away. And the witches keep joking about eating us, and she's hysterically crying at this point. Like, she kind of started off kind of brave and talking about it. And she goes, "We'd never see the kids again." And they give us food, and they say they're fattening us up. We're the last two kids left in this cage.
Little one. In defense of your parents, the pies are delicious.
And she looks at you, doesn't know how to respond to that. Doesn't know how to respond to that. Okay. She does not. Yeah, she's just confused.
Jesus Christ.
Next up would be Froststrug. Froststrug, you wake up. You are in your little barbarian cloth, your little barbarian loincloth. Your great. You notice right away your great axe. The weight of it's gone off of you. You don't feel it on you. You are also beat to hell. I mean, you just remember having a battle with some terrifying hags, and you remember trying to parley with these terrifying hags at the end before you were struck down. And you are really uncomfortable as you barely fit in this cage as a Goliath. And you kind of wake up to the tail end of this conversation with Repla and with the girl. She says, "Well, my name's Myrtle. My name's Myrtle, and this is Freak." And you kind of catch it. Is Jack coming through as a chipmunk for you all?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is weird.
I'm just like, what? Jack, I can't understand a word you're saying. You're coming through as a chipmunk. Jack's computer always has this problem.
What?
Anytime Jack and I would game multiplayer games, he would use his mic and he would come through as a chipmunk. It's really funny for me, but this problem it's a problem right now.
Where's your headset, Jack?
It's usually a bit rate issue. Yeah, it's down. It's up pitching basically.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah, he's had this problem a lot. It's been common.
Still chipmunk?
No, you're good now.
No,
You're
no
good.
chipmunk.
You are good now.
Literally did nothing but disconnect and reconnect.
That's
I
weird.
prefer the chipmunk, to be clear.
It was cute to have this
No idea
giant
why.
barbarian. It was cute voice for a giant barbarian though.
Oh, that's good. I should keep it going.
But okay, you wake up. Yeah, you are in your skivvies and you're in this cage. You are beat up, and you hear the tail end of that conversation.
Okay. So I'll kind of wake up in a startle, and I'll just start saying, shim shan, and I'll reach for my axe, and I feel that it's not there, and I'll sigh heavily, remembering the defeat we sustained just recently. Do I see all the others?
Yeah, you see everyone. You see Vaughn is still out. Meldos is still out. You see Repla is up and kind of talking to these kids, and you kind of catch the tail end of that conversation.
I can't believe they got the best of us. How could I have been so weak to lose to 3 elderly women?
Sir, you're up. And Myrtle kind of turns to you. Are you okay, sir?
I've been better. I can't say this is my finest hour.
Yeah. Okay, my name's Myrtle. This is my brother Freak.
It's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm sorry that we have to meet under these circumstances. I take it you've been captured by the hags as well?
We weren't captured as much as given away. I was just telling, what's your name, sir? And she looks at Repla and asks for your name. Repla?
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The girl looks at you, she asks for your name, because I don't think she got your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was so confused I didn't give it. I am Repla.
Mr. Repla, I was just telling the story about how our parents put us here and gave us to these terrible witches, and there were other children here, but they've gone away, and we just heard the screams of those children as they've gone away. We're the last 2 children left.
So Froshrug starts getting visibly upset hearing this, and he's like, "You children have been through too much for youth of your age. I promise I will do everything in my power to make sure that we get you out of here safely."
Mr. Frostshore, do you know how you can get us out of here? I mean, what can you do?
Don't worry, child. We have a powerful ally who I'm sure is on his way here as we speak to free us all.
It's a lot of faith you have in your bird god.
I speak of the furry one.
Yeah, by the way, Frostshore, your amulet's gone too. Your Raven amulet is missing. It's not with you.
What?
Yeah, it's not on you.
Froshrug can't remember a time he has felt more lost now than without his amulet.
All right. And with that, Vaughn, you wake up and you hear kind of the tail end of that conversation.
Do I see anything in the room? I just want to take a quick scan of the room. And do I see my belongings?
So make a perception
Like that.
check. Yeah, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
16.
All right, with a 16, I'll say you see the following. You see a bunch of crates that you can't quite make out what there is. There's some sacks as well, which once again you can't quite make out what's in the sacks, but there's crates and sacks. You do notice with the 16, you do notice there are some puddles of blood on the floor. Can't quite make out, whose or what, but you see some blood on the floor. You do not see your gear or anybody else's gear in this room. The room's actually not super big. You can definitely tell, Vaughn, I'll say with that perception check, you are in the windmill for sure. Just judging by the shape, it's a bit of a cylinder type shape of a room. And judging by how much more narrow it is, where you guys are at, you probably can assume you're on the higher level of the windmill.
Yeah. Earlier you were showing a picture of the room and the ceiling had some kind of grates on it. And I'm wondering if those grates look like they're large enough for like a person to fit through.
You know what? This was just because I couldn't find anything quite appropriate. There's no grates at the top. It would just be kind of a busted ceiling. With maybe there would be some like small holes where maybe like water comes in when it rains, but they're pretty small. Yeah, sorry, I should have clarified that. I just didn't quite have the perfect picture for that. So
Wasn't there a window or not?
So there is a window, but it's boarded up. Remember, all the windows were boarded up. But there is a window boarded up. I mean, once again, you don't know how sturdy it is. You guys didn't test it. But there is a window that's boarded up. Yeah. And there is one on this floor.
A
So
door?
yeah.
Just
So
one door?
there's actually not a door. So I'll say this: your perception check. You notice this right away. You are probably in the top level of this windmill because there's a staircase descending down, kind of like wrapping around the room that starts to descend down. But there's none that goes up. So you have to deduce that this is probably the roof or the top floor of this windmill.
Okay. Right. And then I'm gonna keep asking all the technical questions then. Are we swinging from the top of the windmill like on chains? Like if I could swing around, could I hit anything potentially with my cage?
There are the chains of these hanging cages are to like the main support structure beams of the roof. They're not like to like the plaster walls or anything. If you do swing, you could probably hit the cage of Meldos. You'd have to do quite a bit of swinging, but you could probably hit the cage of Meldos. And you could probably hit the cage of Repla on your other side. It wouldn't be a hard contact because they're far enough apart, but you could definitely tap it and probably get their attention. But that's about it. They're a little bit closer than they would be in this picture.
Well, guys, I mean, I think we should try to get out of here, unless anyone has another plan. Who knows what they're gonna do when they come back? They could be here to eat us all.
What kind of a lock is on the cage?
So from your I would say untrained, but from your eyes, you don't see a lock. So this looks like, it looks like it's a solid piece. So you're assuming there's something. There's,
Padlocks or anything?
yeah, so you're assuming this might be something magical, possibly, because you don't see anything like discerning that's a lock and key type situation.
I was gonna try a Hadouken the padlock.
You can try Hadouken in the bars. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, can I try that?
Yeah, go ahead. Make let's say make an attack roll, I guess.
It's a 15 to hit.
Okay, so you notice once again your blast hits. Remember, you're at very close range. Like you're basically right next to the thing. So you're like trying to Hadouken as you kind of like are like curled in the back corner trying to Hadouken it, and you see kind of a shimmer on it, like there's some kind of magical protection on the bar. So the blast hits and looks like it's almost like a Star Trek shield appears real quick and it kind of goes away.
Oh, I tried.
And with this, we'll say Meldos. Meldos, you hear that sound of kind of the blast hitting the bar, and you wake up, Meldos.
Shimshan. So like the last thing I remember is probably getting beat up by a hag. I don't remember exactly how, but yeah.
You were in a bare knuckle. I should say bare knuckle. You were in a Iron Man fisted brawl with a hag inside of a kitchen in a windmill before you went down.
Yep. In my mind, in Meldos's mind, he was yelling, "Save yourselves, friends!" And clearly that didn't happen. So he's a little disoriented by the fact that they're all here except for his very best friend, Strahd. So his first thought will be that it seems we're missing somebody.
And Myrtle kind of perks up and she goes, "You guys had another person?"
We had 3 other people, in fact.
Did you guys see like tears start welling down her eyes? She goes, think they'll come back for us?
I don't want to peddle in false hopes, little girl, but our friend will return, guaranteed.
Oh, thank God! Thank the gods! Thank the Morning Lord! And she kind of like she hugs Freak because she's in a cage with Freak. Her and Freak are sharing a cage. You hear that, Freak? We might have a chance to get out of here. We might survive. We might make it. What's your name, sir? You're the first person with good news out of everyone here.
Meldos Hardsock. We've been trapped here in this land for only a few days, but you look Barovian in nature. Because you're sad. Because you look very sad.
You look like your life's been miserable.
She goes, "Yeah, I'm actually from the actual town of Barovia too. We've lived there. Obviously we lived there our whole lives. I mean, it's not the greatest place, but we do our best. And yeah, that's all changed now.
We were traveling with the burgomaster and his sister, who again will come and definitely save us soon."
And she perks up at this immediately, and she goes, "You were with Ismark in Arena?"
The very same.
Can I insight check this girl?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. It's like, roll away.
We do tend to give a lot of information to people, don't we?
Natural 20 for 25, yeah.
Yeah, so is there anything specific you want to know, or what's you looking for?
I want to know if these kids are who they say they are.
Yeah, so, I mean, as somebody that's traveled the wilds and also been in Waterdeep and kind of, explored lands, you are 100% sure that these kids are earnest and honest, and they are legitimately panicked, and they're 100% true to what they're saying. There's no lying. It's not like, you can tell, like, this is not necessarily an actor. This is pretty, their heart beats up, they're terrified. The one boy just looks completely PTSD, petrified. You're 100% positive that these kids are on the up and up. And judging by the situation you're in with the cages, you can assume that they had other kids here and they're not here anymore. So these kids are scared. And she goes, Ismark and Irina, they're one of the few people in our town that have hope and optimism and are trying to do something in the town, trying to make things better. Irina was always so nice to me, and Ismark would always make jokes with the kids and give us treats when he had them available. If I could go back, I would not go back to my parents. Not after what happened. I would definitely go to Ismark and Irina and take me and Freak there, and hopefully... but you say they've left? You say they're out there?
We were working with them to help free this entire land from the gloom that seems to hover over everything.
thank the morning Lord. Thank the morning Lord. And she kind of just like, she's like just kind of sobbing, but like a happy sob now and kind of hugging Freak.
Again, 100% guaranteed we're all getting out of here.
Okay.
Mellows believes it, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fawn is thinking to herself, oh god, these children are going to die a horrible death.
Ruffalo is kind of licking his lips unconsciously.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. All right. So, and she goes, so, Myrtle looks at you guys, so what's the plan? I mean, do we just wait for them to come for us?
Well, do you know how often they tend to come up here?
Just usually to feed us, and then when they feed us, they make horrible jokes at us and mock us and sometimes poke us with sticks, and they say they're fattening us up. That's usually like twice a day. I think it's nearly morning now, so they should be up here soon.
Don't you worry, young ones. Our friend the furry one should be on his way as we speak.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that a powerful person's come to protect us. I mean, we don't have anything to give you guys, but whatever we can do, we will do our best. And she's like, and then all of a sudden you kind of see Freak, who's been listening and look kind of tank. He goes, "Please help us, misters and misses. Please help us."
Oh,
How long have you been in here?
We came here about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's hard to tell what time in here. It's so dark. But when we were here, there were 6 other children, and one by one, as the terrible witches came and took them, and we heard screaming downstairs, horrible screaming every time a kid would go downstairs. Nobody ever comes back up except the witches.
that's rough.
If you look at these cages, does it look like the bars are spaced far enough apart where like a kid could slip out?
No. I mean obviously these cages are also probably small. Like I said, smaller than for a normal human, so they're really tight for Frostshrug and Repple. Like I said, Repple's tail's like hanging out. Like Frostshrug is like squished in there, like basically his skin's being pressed. You and Meldles fit a little bit better, but you're still a little tight for you guys. For the kids, it's a little more comfortable, but there's not enough space for kid to get out. I mean, these cages look like they're built more purpose for the kids than you guys.
Do we see our equipment anywhere in the room?
Vaughn did a pretty good sweep, and no, she did not see the equipment, so it's not here, wherever it is.
That sucks.
Jake, did Temp anything?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any getting out of the cage without breaking whatever sort of enchantment is on it.
You speaking this out loud?
I'm speaking to Frostshrug, right?
Yeah. Do I see?
But I mean,
is the entire cage made of metal? The top of it, the bottom of it?
Yeah, it's all cold, hard cage. You do notice there's some maybe the remnants of human feces, and there's a smell of urine in these cages. Like you can tell that it's not like whoever's in these cages, they don't let them out to help themselves.
Thankfully, not completely empty.
Yeah. So there's stuff in there, but it's not, like I said, this is a very unpleasant experience.
maybe we could deceive.
Go ahead. You can finish your saying. Well, I was just saying, as you say that, all of a sudden you see one of the creatures you were battling before. You hear the footsteps come up the stairs, and you look, and you see this old, withered, purplish skin, cracked, wrinkled, dirty, extremely dirty hair come to the stairs. She kind of saunters up. She has a weird gait to her as she kind of comes up the stairs.
Oh, hey, guys.
Damn. Hopefully Dar's not watching. And she comes up the stairs, and she goes, well, look who's up! Our uninvited guests.
Ready for round 2, eh?
And she laughs. I like this one. This one's got some spunk. You're gonna be very interesting to eat. And she kind of comes up to your cage, Meldos, and she licks the bar.
Ugh.
And she has like a long, like warded tongue. It's almost not snake-like, but it's like the snake's length.
Can I grab
She
it?
goes, "Go ahead, try it. Make a sleight of hand check."
All right. I'm not like secretly grabbing it, but.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Make a dexterity check then. It's up to you. I'll let you pick.
This is more interesting since I crit failed that as well.
So all of a sudden, she grabs your hand, and she basically twists it,
Yeah.
and she has like unnatural strength, and you just hear bones in your wrist crack.
All right, cool.
And you're just like, and she basically kind of breaks your wrist.
Yep. All right.
And she goes,
Do I pass out from this?
"Yeah, what?"
Does that deal the 1 damage?
We'll say for lore purposes he stays awake, but you are in agonizing pain. She just starts laughing as she's got your wrist an unnatural thing.
Yeah.
She goes, Now you're a rude house guest, but not as rude as this one. And she kind of, you notice all of a sudden that weird gate kind of turns into like almost a float, and she kind of floats over to Vaughn's cage. Mother is not happy with you as she looks at you, Vaughn, kind of in your cage. You opened her door and shot her in the back. What kind of person does that?
What kind of person needs children?
Have you ever tried one?
Not intentionally.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try it. Our pastries are the finest in the land, and they bring great happiness and joy to those that have them.
Rebel's
apparently-
nodding in
Great
agreement.
suffering.
Damn it,
Ruffles
Ruffles. That helped with
Sorry,
that case.
sorry, Bob, what'd you say?
They bring great suffering for those whose lives you take.
Ah, that's the real joy, though, right there, the suffering. That's what we really like to feed on. It's delicious. You must try it one day. And you might get a taste of it today. We'll see. We'll see. Because my mom wants to talk with you, Miss. What's your name? And she's looking at you. Vaughn doesn't say anything. Oh, we'll get you. We have ways to get you to talk. You're going first. She wants to talk to you. Mother definitely wants to talk to you. All right. And then you kind of see she goes in her bag and she goes, I was just curious, though, before we get into the festivities for today, does anybody know what this is? And you see all of a sudden she takes out something out of her bag. It's a little bit bigger. Pull it up real quick. She takes out Marco. She takes out Marco out of her bag. And you look, Marco is a complete mess. There are gears out. Looks like there's like some kind of like rudimentary wear out. It looks like she has been kind of tearing it apart, trying to figure out how it works.
How to eat it.
Maybe. And she looks. She goes, "What is this contraption? Whose is this?"
Yeah, Meldo's will be like, we'll react. It's clearly Meldo's. He can't form words though.
Yeah. Is this must be yours then, the way you're reacting. What is this thing? We've never seen anything like this before. And she kind of, as she does that, she kind of pulls a gear off its back, like out of its side. She goes, "Whoops!" And she kind of pulls it apart.
Yeah.
And Marco looks like obviously completely non-functional. There's nothing emanating from it. It's just like right now, it's just
Right. Yeah.
nothing's working with it.
Meldo's will be relieved that he's offline, so that he's not like feeling the pain, but still concerned, still very, very concerned, right?
Does this unit have a soul? Does this unit feel suffering? Well, maybe you could show us how. You could show us before the good feast. You could show us how this works. I'm kind of curious about this.
Meldos will continue whimpering, but also a little angrier.
All right, and what we have here, we got a dragonborn, a big old Goliath. We don't see your types too often here in Barovia. Wow, how fascinating. How fascinating. And then she looks at the kids. Children, food time. And she basically takes this bowl of porridge and just dumps it in their cage right onto the metal grate. She goes, "Eat up, children. Gotta keep yourself strong and nice and thick." And she kind of puts her claws / hands on the cage as she's doing it. Make sure you eat up.
It's terrible. Where are they? The only two children in here with us?
Yes. There's a bunch of other cages, but they're all empty.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's just us and those two of them.
Yeah. And then, of course, right now, this hideous-looking hag.
Are they sharing a cage, the two of them?
They are. The two of them are in a cage together. Once again, the freak is a much smaller. You probably assume around 5 years old, so he's much smaller. And once again, she's the 10-year-old girl, so she's not very big either herself, and she's definitely more of a petite girl. So they kind of fit in there, not super comfortably, but they can manage. Okay, well, since you won't tell us how this thing works, I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll start having our conversations. Especially with this one. She once again points at Vaughn. And with that, she starts doing her awkward gait towards down the stairs and goes away. And you hear kind of you hear the wood cracking to the stairs, and she kind of disappears.
From watching her walk, can we tell why she has an awkward gait?
These creatures are kind of hunched over, right? They kind of have a hunch to them. But as the group can attest to, as you can attest to, as you know, because you did, they're very strong. They just kind of like, for whatever reason, they want to move this way, but you know they can move very quickly, and they can move gracefully if they want to. I mean,
Rebel was hoping that was a hint that she had like a weakness or something.
Well, I would say this, just because you would notice this. She did look like she had some damage on her from your battle, right? She had some cuts and bruises and scarring here and there. So, like, you realize there was some of that there. You noticed some of that. And the kids go, Myrtle goes, see what we've been through for the last 2 weeks? We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
Barbaric. There's not even any raisins or brown sugar in that porridge.
Oh, what are we gonna do? It looks like they're coming for what? What's your name, miss? They're coming for you.
Well, I gotta get out of this cage somehow.
Oh no. All right.
When they,
Do you actually have any? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll ask them, little ones, when they have taken others from the cage, how do they open? How is the cages opened?
So she looks at you. She goes, they usually wave their hands, and some kind of like magical thing happened, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happens, but like all of a sudden, like this barrier comes down, and the cage is like, kind of open. There is a gate here, you just can't see it, and there's an opening, but you can't see it or find it. There's some kind of magical opening.
You said there is an opening, though?
You guys can't see it. She's just saying that when they make the magical gesture, like it opens up like a gate. There's no like physical component to this. There's no lock and key. But when they make the magical thing, all of a sudden it will swing open. So it's like it's a tight fit and goes right together. But when they do the magical thing, it just opens up.
Meldos, do you know of any spells like this that could create this type of effect?
Meldos, you can make an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm good at that.
Gotta beat it.
So. Good. The first non-one roll of the night.
Yeah, that's a very good roll. So you know for almost a fact that this is an abjuration spell called Arcane Lock. So you know that if you had some way of dispelling magic, you would probably be able to open, get rid of the whatever lock it is, and you would be able to dispel it. Mm-hmm. So you've heard the spell. It's actually a spell that you've been interested in learning sometime in the future as a shopkeeper and someone like wants to hide your goods, possibly, or put away. You've been kind of investigating it. But you do know it's an abjuration spell.
In the midst of my hand pain and, kind of grimacing through it, I'm still it's like, oh, I've been meaning to study this. I want to know more about, I've been like tinkering with it a little bit and then kind of like go to poke at bits of the magical log and like hurting my own hand in the process.
Yeah, so you kind of feel, once again, it seems like it's magically sealed. You can figure that out, but you know that I'll say with your roll, you'd have to use some kind of dispel magic. Like this would take magic to dispel yourself, but you need that spell,
right?
Or spell similar to that.
So if one of us could dispel magic from an area, that would get us out of these cages. I don't have anything on me that can do that right now.
Me neither.
Does it seem like each cage has its own lock spell on it, or are all the cages controlled by the same spell? Can we make that determination?
I'll say with Wu's roll, since it was so good, it's probably every cage has their own spell. You would assume, because it's not like you can do like a mass arcane lock. So it'd probably every cage. Meldos would assume.
And is this cage like separate? Is the cage that Froshrug in connected to the other ones, or is it's on its own?
There's like 3 or 4 feet between the cages. Like you said, if you start swinging them, you could probably make them clash a little bit. You know what I mean? But you're not gonna it's gonna be a huge impact.
Would I be able to rock the cage potentially and turn it over?
I don't think you can turn it over because it's hanging by a chain, so I don't know how you could get that.
So I see. We're
hanging.
Got it.
And Meldos and Frosher, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay. This will go well. Dirty 20.
Intelligence saving throw? My
Yep.
worst stat?
-1.
It's an 8.
Right.
Oh no.
Meldos, in your mind, you feel like something. You feel like a certain song come to your head. You just kind of push it out. Like, it's just like you're in a terrible situation. Your wrist is like writhing in pain, and you just kind of push it out. Froshrug, all of a sudden you feel the urge. I sent you a message real quick. You feel the urge as time goes on here.
Okay.
All right. And maybe you see Myrtle go, oh, okay, I mean, Mitz, if they come for you, you should try to escape or something, because it's scary. Once people go downstairs, they never come back. We always hear screaming.
See your mother scything wheat, forgotten husband sleeping near. With one swing she took his feet, with another took his ear.
Also,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Shemshime.
And with that, Foster kind of comes out of nowhere singing that song. Vaughn and Repla, please make intelligence saving throws.
My specialty.
That doesn't look great.
Oh, right.
Doesn't look great at all.
All right. Give me 1 second. I just got to send you both a message.
Do I need to bounce out or?
Oh. Now let me send it to him real quick. Let me send it to Meg. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
You'll be fine. You'll love it. It's great. It's great stuff.
Alright, so real quick, I need Vaughn. I sent you a link. Could you watch that? And then where's Brandon? And then Repla, could you watch this? I'm gonna send you a link too. Could you watch it on your own real quick? So if you just bounce out real quick, watch the video, listen to it, and that's it. Okay? Don't read anything in the comments because it might give something away. Okay? So you might have to bounce out of the channel real fast. All right. Let me turn it off myself. Now I gotta. All right. With that, let's switch back to Astraeus. Astraeus, it's early morning. Okay. It's early morning. You find Ismark. He looks exhausted, haggard, but he's still standing watch, and he's standing there with his swords, kind of looking around, keeping a close eye out. Once again, it's a Barovia morning, so it's dark, dreary, right? But it is what it is.
Still morning, yeah.
It's early morning, you know. You get a benefit of a long rest, of course. I think I said already.
Yep.
You see Irina rise. She kind of rose a little before you. She's like getting her armor and weapons ready. Looks like she's trying to get her sword ready.
Okay. Thank you, Ismark. I did need that rest.
It's okay. I mean, I heard noises, but all I saw was those ravens that continued to fly at the top of the windmill. They were around. They seemed agitated. I think they were still agitated by last night's battle, but they kind of kept squawking throughout the whole night. But other than that, pretty clear.
Okay.
If you guys don't mind, I might try to get a little shut-eye to make up for
Very
the
well.
last day. Then Ismark goes in the carriage, he just kind of tucks in. Irina looks at you, and she's got like a whetstone, and she's kind of getting her sword ready. What's the plan, Astreus? What are we gonna do? You have a lot more experience than me.
We are in uncharted waters. I presume that most, if not all of them, are being held somewhere in that building. I imagine probably the upper floors, in second or third floor. I'm not sure. There is. Was there windows for both floors or just that top floor?
No, there was windows for. It looks like you can assume it's a 3-floor building.
Yeah.
There was no windows on the first floor, but there was a window, at least one window each on the second, and which you assume is the third floor. But they were boarded. But you could see the boards.
It is tough to say, but I'm going to attempt to find where they are and go from there. I don't presume you have any sort of lock picking skill or anything.
No, I've never really practiced that before. Sorry.
Very well. So, I move the cart out of view of the hill just in case they look at it. But I say, I want Ismark to sleep a little bit. Irina, I'm going to do some scouting right now. I want you to stay here and watch your brother. And I'm just going to go try to find them and see what I can do. If it does not seem like I can do this in one round, I'll come back and we'll go together. But I do not want you anywhere near the tower at this moment.
Okay. I trust your judgment. I mean, you've taken care of us before. All right, good luck.
Thank you. And Astreus will head towards the hill again.
Okay.
And what he is going to do is he's going to wild shape into a giant wolf spider.
All right.
And
Well, actually, 1 second before you do that, stop you real quick. At the last second, you notice one of the ravens that had been circling around the top of the tower comes flying towards you. Okay? And as it comes flying towards you,
is it like aggressive, or is it just kind of like?
No, I mean, as much
It's
as
not,
raven.
like, it's not like trying to pluck my eyes out or anything.
Yeah, it's not like dive bombing you, but it's flying towards you, definitely, like with intent. And all of a sudden, it lands on the ground in front of you, and as someone that knows shapeshifting, all of a sudden you see this raven shapeshift into an old man. He's hunched over. He has a green cloak. It looks like there's feathers in his cloak. He looks very old, very worn. And he has like a staff that has like intricate carving that shows like kind of birds and feathers into the staff, and kind of has some metal pendants that are attached to his back. And he kind of looks at you and goes, "Huh? What do you think you're doing?"
Honored elder, I must go and rescue my friends from these beasts.
You think you would have learned your lesson last night? If you would have taken your time, we would have warned you to stay away from this place. You would have, all your friends would be in there getting eaten by a bunch of terrible hags.
That I agree with, but
He goes, no, you're clearly outsiders. What's your name?
you may call me Astreus.
Strahd. What kind of stupid name is that?
One that is not from here.
Clearly. And one that's not from here just barges into witches' hovels and tries to attack them unwisely and tries to get themselves killed. What were you thinking?
Astraeus wants to defend himself, be like, "Hey, I didn't do the first hit," but he thinks better of it. He's like, "You have a point. If you clearly are much wiser than I, what would you suggest?"
Told you. I'd say you left your friends for dead and get out of here and get to the nearest town. Nearest town is Valakia, not too far from here. You can't help them. My birds here trying to warn people away. They were squawking at you. You guys didn't notice them. You just went in there and started shooting. But then before they could really warn you, it was over. They couldn't see you come up the hill, apparently. Apparently you guys moved like shadows up the hill. They couldn't see you. I mean, by the time you guys opened the door, you just started attacking. We could have saved you a lot of trouble and a lot of death.
Unfortunately, the old fortune teller tells us there's something of value in this building.
Well, I can tell you right now, going in there and attacking those hags is probably not the way to do it.
I agree. I did not wish to attack them, but here we are, and now I will attempt to rescue my friends. You
look like a practitioner of the druidic arts. Why didn't you just shapeshift and sneak in there?
That was my plan, but everybody wanted to come with this time, so we did that the first time.
Well,
now we're doing things my way.
I mean, if you want to go in there, you're adding to the food supplies of those wretched hags. I'm trying to give you a fair warning. My people warned me that you were here. I was waiting for days to see what you would do. I was hoping you would go off. But, if you want to go in there and kill yourselves, I ain't gonna stop you.
Honored Elder, what is your name?
My name is Damien. My people, we work in these lands, and clearly you're strangers from the outside, which makes you an interest to us now. We had not seen you before. I was hoping that you would join the good fight against this, but now your friends just got themselves killed and now are no use to us.
They are not dead yet, correct?
Well, I mean, we don't have any eyes on the inside. We just try to make sure nobody comes up here and gets themselves killed, and we have other eyes throughout the land, and we try to fight the good fight. But I still don't completely know your intentions. I definitely question your intellect.
So you failed to stop us, and we failed to stop the hags. Clearly, we are both failures.
Well, no. Somehow you guys had shadow shifted up this hill without us seeing you. So we saw you at the base of the hill. We were hoping you were going to go around. But then all of a sudden, before we knew it, you were at the door, and you were attacking these two witches who are very powerful, very evil.
Sir Damien, you are clearly one who can fly. We all know that only accomplished druids can fly. Therefore, you must know that we have our spells. Now, are you going to help me or not?
No! My help is trying to warn you off this hill.
Well, then we are at an impasse. You clearly are too full. You lack any hope, and we are here to try to bring some to this God-forsaken country.
Well, I just try to do my part. I gotta get back to my people, but
yes, you're birds. We understand.
As it's true. Well, they're not just birds, as you can clearly understand. But I just wanted to give you a fair warning.
If there are several of you, help us to free whoever is in there, and we can help you on your tasks.
That's not gonna happen. Good luck with this. We're just trying to keep people away from these hags. But if you guys manage to survive this, come find us out. Because I'm curious to see what outsiders are doing here. It's very rare that outsiders come to Barovia. I can't speak too much on this.
And I can't. Well, where would you like us to meet you?
If you survive, we'll contact you in either Valakia, probably.
Okay. We will make sure not to answer. Thank you. And he turns into a spider, and he sneaks up to the building.
All right. With that, you see the Davy kind of same thing, shapeshifts into a raven again and flies off. And this time he doesn't fly towards the old bowl grinder. He flies off to the northwest.
What a dick. And
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna switch back over to our group in the cages.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you guys hear coming back up the stairs. You see once again a hag. Looks a little bit different than the last one. Has different injuries, has different things like that. She goes, "Well, it's time. Mother wants to talk to you." And you see she casts some kind of magic, and just judging by the hand symbol, Melda, you can tell she's casting Arcane Lock, and she unlocks Vaughn's cage. And she goes, "Come on, follow me."
Oh, goody. Lucky me.
Yeah, she lets you out, and she's standing in front of you, kind of, in front of the stairs, so you can get past her. She goes, "Let's go downstairs."
All right, I follow her.
All right, and as you come downstairs, okay, as you get
Do they have
downstairs,
to walk by Repla's cage to get out of the room?
huh?
They have to walk by Repla's cage to get out of the room. What's the orientation of the cages?
I don't necessarily think about that. I'll say yes though, in case you want to try something. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, as they walk by, Repla's gonna try and swing the cage to run into the hag to try and give Vaughn a little bit of a chance to dash out of there.
Interesting. Okay. So why don't you make an athletics check, and she's gonna make a contested one.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. 11.
Yeah. So, yeah, she beats you. She rolled a 12 plus 3, so 15. So you see at the last.
'Cause I don't have much room to maneuver, right?
Yeah, but I like the idea. She kind of she catches the cage kind of with once again unnatural strength and speed. She looks at you, and you see like this horrible grin on her face. She goes, "Ha! You might be next now. We'll have fun. We'll have fun with you." And this one seems a little more erratic than the last one. She goes, "Come on, dear. Let's go downstairs."
Joke's on you. We all taste terrible.
She kind of ignores you, and she leads you downstairs. All right, so Meg, as you go down the stairs, you see what looks to be like 3 beds at the second floor. You see a bunch of bookcases, and you see a bunch of chests, all worn, beaten, dilapidated. The beds look disgusting, filthy, worn and torn up. But that's kind of all you see here. And she leads you down to the first level, which you recognize because you've been down here before. Pull that up. Okay, so let me pull. So let me ignore the characters real quick because you guys aren't on here. Okay, so you're on the first level, and you come down here. This looks like the cooking area. And as you come down, you see there's some grates, some cages, some bins. You see there's a large cooking stove, a bunch of bins. Okay, and as you come down, there's 2 hags sitting at the table, and they both have a toothy grin as you come down. And once again, the other hag is right behind you, and she goes, "Could you stand next to that wall, please, my dear?" And there's like an open wall next to the stairs.
Okay. While I was walking downstairs, just on my way down, I was gonna be keeping my eye peeled out for the either an obvious location where our stuff could be, as well as this item that we're looking for. Just, you know.
Yeah. Let's make a perception check.
Okay. And in the meantime, I comply with whatever the heck she's asking.
Yeah. I'll let you do your thing real quick.
21.
21. Alright, so you can assume, judging by the size of the chest that you've seen and the bins that you've seen everywhere, judging by Frosthrug's axe size, stuff like that, you can assume it's probably in one of the chests on the second level, because those are the big enough chests / crates that can carry this stuff. And since you haven't seen it anywhere else, you have to assume it's one of those chests, because those are the only things that were big enough to carry those kind of items. So you almost assured that's probably, unless they threw them outside or something like that, that's the only other place it may be. In terms of the tome or the book you're looking for, yeah, you have no idea what it looks like. So there's a shit ton of books in that bookcase. You have no idea, and it's not like you know the title. This is one of those things you'd have to probably go a little bit slower and look through to identify. But you definitely know your items are more than likely on that second floor, which appears to be the hag's bedroom. And you notice there's 3 hags now. You're on the floor with 3 hags. and you're guy against the wall, and you notice that one of them is a little bit bigger than the others. Okay, and this is the one that you were really kind of duking it out with and shooting at, and the one you shot in the back. You can identify, and she looks a little bit better than she did last night, but still looks a little warm. And all of a sudden, the big one, she shapeshifts, and she turns into this little old lady that you recognize from Barovia selling little pies. And she goes, "Why don't we talk like this, dear? This might be more pleasant for both of us." So,
You feel more comfortable in this body? Doesn't bother me either way.
sometimes it's just nice to change skin here and there, if you know what I mean. But my question is, why would you come to my home after we had such amicable dealings in Barovia? You were such great, sweet customers, and you come to my home, and you shoot me in the back. Gave you no offense, dear. And she lets get it's like this sweet old lady looking at you now instead of the vicious hag, even though there's two other hags on her side.
It's nothing personal. There's an item here that you have that I need, and you're standing in between me and it.
What item would that be, dear?
I'm hoping I'll know it when I see it.
And why didn't you just... I am a woman of business, my dear. I would have gladly traded with you. You saw what the honorable business I do in Barovia. You could have just came in and asked to do a deal. The violence. So unnecessary.
Well, Granny, you didn't quite look like yourself, to be fair.
She's murdering children.
Russia, keep it to yourself.
Frostshrug, the bird god will come and save us. I promise you.
Yeah, Melrose is saying that, and you guys in the cages. She goes, "Well, that's why I shapeshift, so people don't attack me. I didn't expect for someone to come to my front door and shoot me. I would have shapeshifted for you, so you didn't have to be so scared. But you came in and attacked me and my daughters. That's unacceptable, my dear. So, like I said, I'm an honorable woman of business. We can make a deal still."
I'm assuming that's why you left me alive. So what is it that you want?
Well, me and my daughters we've been going back and forth. Generally, we prefer young ones, especially the ones with souls. We don't like those children and those young ones that are soulless. They're useless to us. They don't make good ingredients. But there's been some debate. We generally don't eat old ones like you, but so that's why we're not super interested in eating you. But my daughters are trying to convince me that we should maybe try it for once. Try more mature aged meat. So I'll make you a deal. Choose, since you struck the first blow, choose one of your friends for us to eat. Which one do you think is the most tasty? We'll eat that one, and then we'll let the rest of you go.
Alright, how about we make a different deal?
I'm a businesswoman. I'm here to hear your deal. Go ahead.
Well, I think I could be of some use to your enterprise. I'm also a shapeshifter of sorts. I can sneak in and out of places, and people in towns generally trust me. Me and my friends are headed to Wallachia, and I know you've already got, impressive dealings in Barovia, but I could perhaps help you get things set up in Wallachia as well.
She kind of looks at you. Make a persuasion check.
Fawn's a good person. I'm sure she'll figure out a way to get us out of here, Frostshrug.
22! All
This is sort of
right.
our new guild. Instead of an adventurers guild, we just do the businesses runnings of a bunch of hags.
Yeah, it's like trading children for the hags. And she looks at she goes. You see her put her hands together. And you notice there's probably some magical musings going on between the different hags, like they're sending messages to each other because they're kind of taking a turn in their heads listening. She goes, yeah, like they're kind of, it's kind of creepy. It's a little creepy as you kind of hear it. And she goes, interesting. The people of Wallachia are not very trusting, so I've not had a great success in getting inside that town. Every time I've been turned away at the gate. What makes you think they'll trust you?
Got some pretty notable friends, notably the burgomaster of Barovia and his sister.
Is Margarita with you? And she kind of really perks up with that.
Yeah, they can get me into all sorts of places. And
That's it.
I'm one of their trusted companions.
Were they with you last night? I saw others that got away. Was that Ismark and Adarina with you? With that bigger creature that was with you guys?
It wasn't Ismark and Arena.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I find your proposal interesting. Like I said, I'm a woman of business. Me and my daughter's a woman of business. Bella, Ophelia, what do you think? And you see they're kind of doing messages again. Their heads are kind of twisting. We do have a deal, I think, dear. You bring us to children, you get us in the doors, but we are going to have to hold some collateral after all.
Well, I just want to make sure that, for my terms of the arrangement, my friends can walk free. I'm able to retrieve my belongings. And if you wouldn't mind, if I could borrow the book.
Interesting, a book? Well, we're learned people in this household. I think we could arrange that. The belongings are fine. Your friends are fine too. But once again, we need to hold collateral, so one of your friends would have to stay with us until you provide your end of the bargain. So, who's going to be staying with us during this lovely time? And I promise they won't be killed.
It might be safer here.
Alright, hold on.
Dispo eating pie back in Yartar?
Yeah, know it.
Sorry, we haven't played in a while, but I was using I was using Dispo for a different campaign, so that's why I said Dispo.
Dear, you're going to have to make a choice here. It's not that hard.
I'm rolling a d4, but there's only 3 people. I rolled a 4. I did it twice!
It's meant to be. Stab her in the face.
That means you will leave Strahd.
Did you guys see how many times I've rolled a 4? This is ridiculous.
I think it says you must stay, and the rest will leave.
Shit, I'm sorry, Woo. Alright, the arcade friend, I guess, businessman. I understand.
The one with that little machine? Bella's very interested in that machine. She's been working at it, tearing it apart, trying to figure out how it works all night. I think that works.
Let me make a suggestion. That one is worth a lot more to you for your arcane projects than this food.
Oh, well, I told you, we won't kill him. He may be a little unhappy when you come back to him, but he will not be killed, I promise you that.
Vaughn will get us out of here. I have no doubt about it.
2.0.
My dear, I do want you to know that if you don't come through on your bargain within 3 days, you will be horribly cursed. And you will wish for death before the end. And your friends will be cursed as well.
Also wish for death?
I just want to say, this is now like the 3rd time I can find Woo. Do a terrible. Or not me, but we.
Your whole family there has it out for my D&D characters, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Jack. Well, if you don't mind, we're just going to have to draw some blood from you to make this pact official and pour it over our fire right here. So give me your hand, dear. She kind of extends out her hand.
Okay.
And she takes out this jagged dagger, gives you a cut in the hand, right? And she just squeezes your skin real quick and takes the blood and she kind of puts it in her hand. and she immediately kind of puts her hand over the flame, and you see your blood like magically instantly boil away, and you kind of see like this like magical coloration kind of come off it. She goes, "A deal's a deal." She goes, "Bella, why don't you take her upstairs? Let her get her. We'll start getting her belongings together with her and her friends, and we'll let them get on their way soon." All right, Strahd, let's go back to you. What are you doing, Strahd? You have no idea. None of this has happened.
Okay, so I, as a spider, I climb up the tower.
Okay.
If I need to sneak, I will, but otherwise, I assume everybody's busy in the middle.
Okay. So I mean, once again, these particular people, these hags, they're not necessarily concerned about outside security because no one really comes here.
Yeah.
So it's not like you necessarily even make you stealth check because at least on the outside they're not concerned about it. So you're going up to the top.
Yeah, so I go up to the window of the top floor, and it's boarded up, but is there any space to see what, like, through the cracks or anything, as a spider?
Roll D20. Let's do a luck check. Let's see if it is or not.
Alright, D20, roll 19.
Alright, so we'll say there is a crack for the 19. We'll say there's a crack big enough for that you could probably squeeze through and see and possibly even get through. You just have to take a little effort, but you could probably do it.
Okay, so,
Just create this crack.
so first, I mean, before I try to squeeze through it, can I try to pry the board a little bit open?
To make it open wider for you?
Yeah, wider for me, or at least loose, so that somebody else on the inside might be able to push it open.
What's your strength as this creature, do you know?
I have it here. Nope. Where do you go? Giant wolf spider, strength of 12.
Alright, 12? Yeah, I'll say,
Wow.
okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, that's a damn strong spider. Alright, let's make a strength check then.
Okay, so
Strength or athletics, however you pick. I mean, it's kind of
I mean, it's still with the 12 is still a +0, or actually a 12 is a +1.
One plus one, yeah, you get plus one.
All right. So
You might have athletics bonus though, so you might want to check.
I don't. Well, actually, let me check. Well, that's a nat 20, but regardless.
All right.
So yeah, you pry it significantly open. You're sure a medium humanoid could probably get through this. You think Repla and Froststrug, from by their size, may struggle a bit because they're just bigger. But
Okay.
a medium humanoid, Meldos, Vaughn would be able to get out of this no problem.
Okay. Regardless, I open it up, I skitter in, and I try to not quite close it, but at least don't keep it as open so it's not obvious that somebody walked in, walked out.
Oh yeah, Myrtle screams, "A giant spider! A giant spider!" And you hear Myrtle and the kids are in their cages kind of swinging, trying to scan her.
I try to wave my what do you call the legs? My spider legs.
Get your little mandibles.
my spider legs and no, I'm cool. It's cool. Everything's great. But regardless, I come in and I unwild shape as quickly as I can.
Black arachnia. Alright, you in wild shape upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming I don't see the hags in here. I assume I see I see the people in here, or
You see everybody but Vaughn. You see the two kids and everybody but Vaughn.
and there's no door leading outside.
No, there's just a staircase that leads down.
Okay. I unwild shape and I do the shut up kids.
You see Myrtle immediately hold Freak's mouth, who's kind of scared, and she holds his mouth and keeps quiet.
Okay.
Astreus,
And,
Vaughn's downstairs negotiating a deal to set us all free.
Meldos, I need you to shut up for a second.
Astreus, thank you for coming back to rescue all of us. Please meet Myrtle, and please meet Freak.
Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck.
These are children that the hags have also kidnapped.
So, Meldos, I imagine you have been here long enough to figure out how to open these cages?
They've broken my hand.
No, I can't cure wounds that if I don't free him right away. What are these cages made of?
Oh, it's a metal. So it's like a rough iron.
Okay.
We need something that can dispel magic in order to open these cages.
All right. So tell me if I can do this, Joe. I have a spell called Heat Metal. Now, can I heat metal enough to make it not bendable, but maybe make a space wide enough somebody could slip out of? Obviously, the big problem is it's gonna hurt when I heat the metal.
No,
So-
I like it. So because here's the thing, I think the spell would be more for breaking the bar, not bending them. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that's
Sure.
kind of logic I'm going off. So I would say yes, I'll allow it because I think that makes sense. I think this would work in this case. I know there's arcane lock on there, but you're not breaking the lock necessarily. You're bending it. I'll allow it. Yeah, I think that's clever. I think I like the rule of cool. I think that's cool. I like that idea.
Okay.
Plus, it's like heat metal's like it heats it up, right? It's not like just one
Yeah.
shock, right? Like there's something
No.
that that's what's made purpose for.
Yeah. Then I turn to Meldos. Do you know if she's coming back or if she is being digested?
I'm sure she'll return. I'm not really, but I mean, I guess I am.
I can break the cages, but it will probably be evident. It will be pretty evident.
How many spell slots do you have?
I have several. What is heat metal? Heat metal is a second level, so I can do it 3 times.
All right, so remember there's 4 cages.
Yeah. My biggest issue right now is I can do it, but obviously if Vaughn comes back or if the hag comes back and there's currently some of them missing, I feel like that's going to cause a huge problem. So
Telling me you came in here with a good plan, sir.
I had a plan when assuming you'd all be together, but you're not.
Somehow this is our
Me?
fault. I'm sorry for failing you.
Let me think. Okay. I will.
You see Myrtle looks at you, please, mister, get us out of here. Please.
I will, little ones, but I need to figure out.
Estrellas,
how.
if you damage a cage, if you damage anything, I can repair it. I can mend it.
No, you do. Everyone but Strahd, you are down. You never got a long rest. You have no.
Yeah, you guys.
I've got mending as a cantrip.
Just saying, yeah, okay, that's fine. No, it's totally fine. Just saying in general.
So, but my problem is if I break this cage and then I take you and Repla and Frostshrug out, one, I can't take the kids out, and 2, when Vaughn comes up, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck," you know? So
Should have thought about that before she sold me to some witches.
You don't know that. That's metagaming. You do not know that.
Okay.
He senses it.
What we will do. I hate to leave right now.
Meldos and the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Yeah, I got plans.
What we will do
You take
is
the good,
I will leave right now, and I will come back at the nighttime. By that time, they probably won't check up on you, and I will free as many as I can. In the
Children,
meantime-
when's the best time for him to return?
I mean, well, I don't know when they're going to bring the mist back, but if not, they usually don't visit us till night, like near nighttime again to feed us again.
Okay,
They never come in the middle of the night. They only come right before night.
Okay. This is going to be dangerous, but I'm going to hide on the roof. When the coast is clear and Vaughn is back, Beldos, sing a song of some sort, and I'll hear it from the window, and I'll come back down for you.
I'll choose one of my greatest hits.
Very well. And I look at them I look at everybody with trepidation, and is the roof? Do I need to shape back into a spider to get to the roof from here, or can I just kind of climb out?
I mean, you're a full bowl, right?
Yeah.
Pretty damn big. I don't think you could manage it.
All right.
I mean, if
so
you want an athletics check, I'll say it, but I'm gonna say it's a little on the more difficult side for you. I mean, you gotta come out the window and go up the roof. It's like it's a windmill. It's a very big roof. So you look, it's kind of very slanted.
Sure. I'll just. I mean, I motion for everybody to shut up, and I turn back into the spider, and I'll climb out, and again carefully adjust the board, and then climb to the roof, and I'll once I find a place that's comfortable to stand or to sit anyway for a while, I'll unwild shape.
Okay. All right, let's snap back to Vaughn. All right, Vaughn. So you just got your hand cut and made a magical pact with these hags, and she goes, "Okay, well, we're gonna take you back up to your cage for a little bit, young one, and then we'll get your stuff together, and we'll have you on your way. Okay?"
Well, that book too. Don't forget, you said I could borrow one.
Oh yes. You have to make your deal. You have to finish the deal first before you can look at the books. If you do that, I will gladly let you peruse our library. Bella, take her upstairs, please. Alright, so Bella starts leading you upstairs. As you're about to start walking upstairs, Vaughn, make an intelligence saving throw. And while she's doing that, Meldos, make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
13.
13. Okay, Vaughn. All of a sudden, the song that Frostroid was singing earlier comes to your head. You just manage to push it out. It's like oddly just like, why is this in my head right now? You push it out though at the last second, so no effect.
15.
Meldos, what'd you get?
15 on
15.
my-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So Vaughn, she leads you back upstairs. She takes you back. She leads you to your cage. She goes. And Bella looks at you as you're back. You're back upstairs. So the hag comes upstairs with all of you. And she goes, "It was a pleasure doing business, my dear." And she she uses her arcane lock and she opens it up. She goes, "Could you get in, please, while I get your stuff ready?" You understand precautions.
No, I don't understand. That wasn't part of the deal.
We're gonna get your stuff together while you wait in your cage, and then we'll let you and your friends loose. Except this one, of course. And she looks at Meldos.
What? What?
And this is the one that broke your wrist. She goes, "Oh, you're gonna be staying here with us for a little while, sweet thing. We're gonna have some fun. Your friend here has made a deal. We're gonna let you all go." And she looks at everybody and she goes, "We're gonna let you all go. You people who managed to attack us in the middle of the night. We're gonna be very generous. We're gonna let you guys go. Except this one." And she looks at you. That was the deal that was made. So,
I feel negotiation is not your strongest skill, Vaughn.
She kind of roughly pushes you in the cage, and Vaughn, and then casts arcane lock on it again. And she goes, you hear her just kind of go downstairs, and she goes away.
Alright, that was weird. Alright, guys. Well, I don't know. I just tried to buy us some time. Some of us, at least.
They'll always remember you, Meldos.
Well, at least someone will be here to keep the children company.
How do you feel about this, Frost Shrug?
We are going to return for him, right?
We should not leave without everyone.
Let's just take this one step at a time. We have 3 days. I'll explain more later. It's not safe to talk here.
Well, Frostrig is aware that Astraeus, we've got another card to play. So I don't think that he would be completely against leaving all of us, thinking that Astraeus can get the remaining ones out.
So you guys are not going to tell Vaughn about Astraeus, because Astraeus, remember, Vaughn, you know nothing about Astraeus and the infiltration.
Is nobody around?
No,
That's what we're
the hag
waiting
the hag went downstairs. Yeah, the hag went downstairs.
Oh, okay, then I'll inform. I can inform Vaughn then. I'll say, this will be fine. The rest of us can go, while Astraeus secures the escape for anyone who's left, the kids and Meldos.
But we do need the book.
Vaughn, could you make an Arcana check real quick?
The book is downstairs.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
have
why I
we
place
seen it?
Vaughn's.
Yeah.
Vaughn's seen books downstairs. You're assuming it's there. You don't 100% know. I mean, it's like she went through and read the covers or anything.
Sure.
What are the chances that this book is fireproof?
I don't know. Vaughn, you do realize you think about it as they talk about this plan about freeing Meldos. You do realize you've made a magical pact with a hag, and you know enough arcane magic to know that if Meldos is free, that pact will be broken, and you will suffer a terrible curse. So you know enough about magic.
Was that the conditions of the curse, or was the conditions of the curse that I need to? Because that wouldn't be my understanding of it. My understanding was that I made a deal that I was going to help them trade in Wallachia.
Yes, and that is the man.
Not that I was. What?
Yes, but part of that deal was Meldos stays here until your end of the bargain has been completed. So if you take Meldos, you're breaking already part of the bargain.
All right, whatever. Okay, so
Well, I can put that
I
stipulation
don't
in
think
there.
we should talk about this here. I think we just need to. We need to at least get some of us out of these cages so that we can regroup.
And all of a sudden you hear footsteps come up the stairs, and she goes, "All right, children, time to go." And she casts Arcane Lock, and everybody's cage opens except the kids and Meldos. So they just kind of like open up. You see this little magical spark, and they open up.
I thought you were gonna eat the kids right now, so this is better than I expected.
Oh, they're not quite there yet. They need a little more. They need a little more meat on the bones. We're almost there. If you want, you could try some. And she looks at you, Meldos, because you're like, you'll be here a little bit. All right, so if you go down, let's follow me. We'll take you down to the main level, and we'll get you on your way. It's a pleasure doing business with you guys. And this is Bella talking to you, one of the smaller hags, and she goes, "Let's go." And she kind of issues for you guys to follow her. Frostrug, Repla, and Vaughn.
All right. Is all my shit there?
Yeah, so you guys go down to the main level. All three of the hags come down there with you. And Granny M is in her granny form. And yeah, they give you back pretty much all your gear. You get all your gear back. And it's in fine condition. It looks it's a shovel because it was taken off you, but other than that, everything's there.
Do they give Meldos' stuff to them?
No, they still have Meldos' stuff. She goes, "A deal's a deal. I look forward to our new business transaction." She goes, "Good luck on the road." And you see, like, the Granny M makes a little hand movement, and the door opens wide open, and it's about midday at this point. Be seeing you soon.
Before we leave the caged area, I want to stop in front of the children's cage. And I just want to give them a quick parting and tell them, do not worry, we shall not leave you here for long. We will return.
Thank you. And you see Myrtle kind of like she kind of like sticks her hand out to kind of grab your hand.
And I'll grab it back and I'll squeeze it firmly, but not so that I hurt her.
Yeah, so she kind of squeezes back like in like a bit of affirmation. "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." You see tears well up in her eyes. "Please save us."
Froshrug's eyes tear up as well.
All right, so you
I will
guys go
see
downstairs
you
to
again
get your
soon,
gear.
friends. I believe in it. 100% believe in it.
All right. And you guys are walking out of the windmill, and we'll stop there for tonight. Went a little bit longer than I wanted. We'll stop there. So, Vaughn, Repla, and Frosho, you are out.
This will be fine.
Again, we haven't
Interesting.
started an adventure until I've lost a character. It's just the way these things go.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of problems like with my rescue attempt that's about to happen. So just for warning.
That's all right. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
Because I'm out of wild shapes now.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
I'm ready to settle in, so
Let's all get a long rest and let's storm the windmill again.
Round.
Yeah, this time we'll have some kids with us.
Basically, yeah.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. Remember, you're down a party member though. Yeah, you guys all still have 1 health, and you got your gear back at least. But your 1 health and whatever your remaining spell slots were from that first fight. So, okay.
It's pretty minimal for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all like on death's door basically. All right.
Maybe it's time to try to find another way out of Barovia. Just back it up here and just
get the hell out of here. All right. Well, we'll see what happens next time when you guys try to make this great escape work. Yeah, I can't believe you rolled so high in that persuasion check because I said that it was like it's a pretty good DC. I think I said it at 20. So I was like, it worked out. Kinda.
Who did it work out for?
Well, Hannah's got a great deal. They get access to more children. I mean, they're happy about this. So they keep the supply of pastries going. Yeah, Repa, as you go down through the kitchen, by the way, you do smell the cooking pastries.
Just this line of drool coming down.
How many kids to the pie? Like how many pies do you get out of one kid?
I can't say. You'll find out maybe next time, but I don't know if everyone else will. You'll find out, baby. That's a secret recipe. They can't share that.
All right, 12 herbs and spices. Yeah, it's
Yeah. The secret recipe. The hag's secret recipe. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll pick up next time then there.
All right. Say bye to stream, everybody.
Twas fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.